Stop the abuse of workers! Boycott Workfare! Boycott
Not that very far from the Timex, which a number of us remember 20 odd years ago, where Dundee's fighting spirit was shown as we stood together with the workers in that factory. And we're standing here now to say that in the situation with Workfare in Dundee, that we're standing against this shop, and we'll be standing against many other shops, businesses, even small community groups that are sacking off full-paid workers and employing people on Workfare in their place. Workfare, where you get sent to work for no wages or you lose your benefits, you get sanctioned. So as Dundee Trade Union Council, we've raised this issue. You were invited and raised the issue at our May Day rally last Saturday, and we'll be helping you to move this issue around the city and also around Scotland, because there are branches of the range in other places around Scotland. There are other abusers. I think you might be aware of the organisation of young trade unionists called Better Than Zero, who've been targeting predominantly the G1 group in Glasgow that uses zero-hour contracts and other exploitative measures against the workforce. So this is just part of it. We've had the election, as we're trying to tell the politicians, you can't suspend fighting for your class and fighting for ordinary working people while you wonder about what's going to happen at Holyrood and other places. This must continue, and it will continue. And we're here to show our support for people who are in the range because they're on Workfare and other workers who are exploited in there, and to tell the range management that we won't be tolerating this, and we are here until they change their company policies, and we'll keep coming back. So thank you all very much, and support the Scottish Unemployed Workers Network and the ongoing campaign against Workfare in and around Dundee. Thank you.
We understand that the Fairness Commission, which is actually due to put its report in the next 2 or 3 weeks, are actually going to come out and actually announce that Workfare should be not used actually in Dundee. And that's part of our campaign that we're also waging alongside the Dundee Trades Council in order to make Dundee a no Workfare city.
A fair day's pay for a fair day's work.
We know that exploitation of the worst kind happens in this city. Dundee had the highest record for welfare sanctions a couple of years ago in the period running up to the referendum. And today we're saying that we're making a stand against the exploitation of people in this store and other stores across the country. It is unacceptable that the exploitation, which is at the point of being told you'll no get your meagre brew money if you refuse to work in this store. The man that runs Amazon says at no time in history has there ever been such a gap between the poor and the wealthy, and he expressed his surprise that they're not coming after us with pitchforks. So as we say at the bottom of the Dundee Against Austerity leaflet, gather with us next Saturday at 1 o'clock outside the Overgate in the city centre, and remember to bring your pitchforks.
We are here in order to actually draw attention to the work practices within the range. Is that the range management are now moving towards the exclusion of all workers over 25 and the replacement with work experience free labour. Because I'll make the point that I made earlier on in the day. One of the reasons why this became such an issue to us was the number of people that approached us with negative and stories of abuse at the hands of range management. And the first woman that I spoke to when I was handing out leaflets, when we were leafleting here on Easter Monday, made the point that she went into the range with her 16-year-old son in order to see if she could actually get work for him over the summer. And the range manager turned around to her and said, "Why should we employ him when we can get people for nothing from the brew?" Workfare unfair!
Workfare unfair!
Workfare unfair!
Workfare unfair!
Workfare unfair!
Workfare unfair!
It's good to see these people turning up. And it would be even better if we could do this on a regular basis in Market Point. And it's a good initiative that the SUWN are having. An anti-Workfare city. We want an anti-Workfare UK. Never mind the city.
Why do you think that they can sell things so cheap here? Why do people come here? I just met someone who's come here all the way from Fife, because obviously things here are cheap, and it's much more important to have a cheap pillow, a cheap bit of something that you never knew you actually wanted until you saw it, than it is for people to have decent pay. Things here are cheap because people are paid paid very, very low wages when they make them. Things here are cheap because the people who work here are paid no wages at all. The man who set up the range, who's somebody who came from nowhere, so should certainly know better, but sometimes it's the worst sort, isn't it? People who've come from nowhere and made themselves rich, and they think that everybody else is a failure if they haven't made themselves equally rich. And his motto is just to make profit. That is all he's interested in, is profit. These stores destroy jobs, they destroy other shops. These big shops that undercut everybody. They undercut everybody because their goods are cheap. They undercut everybody because they treat people badly and they don't pay them. And people who pay decently, people who treat their workers decently, can't survive, can't compete against this.
The point I'd like to make is important to all of us. I'm an organised worker, I'm in a union, I have terms and conditions and bargaining rights in my employment, and those things are vital to everybody. And we have to start by saying people have to start organising, start getting yourselves in trade unions and demanding trade union rights. That's a key to fighting against this. These protests are brilliant. It highlights it and it's going to attack it. But we're only going to win this fight when people get organised and start to campaign in their workplaces and ensure that they get decent pay and conditions. We fight back and we strike to get decent pay and conditions. We need to do that everywhere. Protest, strike and drive back the bosses who are driving all of our conditions down, and that's the only way we can win. Thank you very much.
Exploit us and we will shut you down!
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 Boycott the range. You're supporting slave labour. Boycott the range. You're supporting slave labour.
Boycott the range!
Supporting slave labour! Boycott the range! Supporting slave labour! Boycott the range!
You're supporting slave labour!
Boycott the range! You're supporting slave labour! Boycott the range!
No to slave labour! Be defeated!
Support workers' rights!
We'll never be defeated! We'll never be defeated! We'll never be defeated! We'll never be defeated!
Boycott the range.
End slave labour!
Boycott the range.
End slave labour!
Boycott the range.
End slave labour! End slave labour!
Boycott the range.
End slave labour!
Boycott the range.
End slave labour!
The workers united.
Will never be defeated!
The workers united.
Will never be defeated!
The workers united.
Will never be defeated!
Boycott the range.
End slave labour!
Boycott the range.
End slave labour!
Don't buy from
Yeah, you're right. Nick Cox.
working conditions won't change.
Let's send a message!
Corey Mike's going to be in.